They gotta stop with this fucking music. Hell no. Hell no. That's the thing about that music. Sometimes it should be just be so trash. It's hard for me to really focus and really, you know, get my shit going because the music just be so trash, dog. I just can't. Right now I'm back again. I'm coming on super late. It's only because what happens sometimes is sometimes I get to the point where I'm trying to get online and do my thing, but I be having these projects that should be holding me back. And I have to go back and change them and make sure that they right. But that is the life of a designer. Once you start getting to the point of having projects and whatnot, you know, sometimes you could be in the middle of something and this should have dragged you back in the game. And that just is what it is when it comes down to this shit. What we're gonna be doing is doing the outline work that we did before. And I just wanted to show y'all that again. It's only because, like I always say, you're not gonna understand these other processes until you understand the original process, which is the line work. You have to understand how to use these tools in order to even get yourself to the point of even really running this Illustrator program. Otherwise, you're going to be running into a lot of roadblocks. Now, I'm not telling you to be some, some super duper major where you just know everything down pat, but you do want to know these basic tools. Because once you get these basic tools down pat, then you can, you can pop your shit. Because any type of project somebody approach you with, you're not going to have problems with it. You know what I'm saying? Because that's one thing you don't want to happen. I'm going to load this picture on here in 1 second. And we're going to go ahead and get started. Just give me 1 second, y'all. I'm trying to get this picture. I was gonna do Cleveland Brown and his son. That's what I wanted to do. I like them because I like the concept of the Family Guy characters. It's only because I personally can tell they create these Family Guy characters. It looks just to me, this is my personal opinion. It looks like they make them on Illustrator. And I could be tripping, but I feel like they make them on Illustrator just kind of based off the way the characters and everything is structured. It looks like Illustrator. It looks like this shit I use. And it looks like they're doing the line work in the same type of way. So let me go ahead. So as you know, once you open up Illustrator and you get to the point of actually, putting together a project, what I want you to do is slide your pictures right into the project. Just drag and drop. Let me make sure I'm online on all the sites real quick. Sometimes I do not be online. Okay, Facebook, I'm good. YouTube, I'm good. Let's try Twitch. See if we good. Twitch, we good. Let's make sure that's muted. And Trovo. Let's see Trovo. See if the homie Cookie's holding it down. That's what's up. We got Trovo popping. Let me go to MySpace on Trovo. J Damages space. Okay, cool. We popping on Trovo. All right. We pop it on every platform. Let's go. Let's go ahead and get to work. So look, this is a thing. I want to make sure I properly explain this. What we're doing in this video, we are using the pen tablet and the graphics tablet. I mean, no, shit. I'm all confused right now. I got so much going on. But no, we are not using no tablets. If I just said that, completely ignore me. I was wrong. We are not using no tablets. What we are doing, we are using the pen tool and the curvature tool. We are only using the stock tools that are already within the program in order to create these characters, right? So what you want to do is once you drag your characters in order to start your line work, what you want to do is double click on the current layer that you have on there, which is normally layer 1 unless you have some type of weird project. Just look on the bottom right hand corner, you should see layer 1. What I want you to do is double click that. Boom. Once you double click that, a menu is going to pop up that says layer options. Click on template, then press OK. Boom. I'm telling you, if y'all watch me, if you watch these videos a lot, you'll know what to do. Because I feel like I say the same shit all the time. So once you get this, once you get the layer, once you get the opacity took down, once it looks lighter than the original image, what I want you to do is hit the plus sign on the bottom right hand corner. And once you hit the plus sign, it should start a new layer. You should see a layer 2. Once you're on the layer 2, look on the left side of the toolbar. On the left side of your screen, you see two boxes, an open box and a closed box. Click on that open box and then double click it. Boom. Once you double click it, I want you to choose the color black or choose whatever color you're going to use. Now, if you click the color and you see it turns white like it just did, don't worry about it. Just double click it again. Now scroll down to the color black and then press OK. Boom. Now, once you click that, now you're ready to draw. So what you want to do is identify your project. See if there's any other tools you need to be using for this project, because you never know. But just from the looks of it, we would just need the pen tool and the curvature tool. So understand the pen tool is for all the straight lines, as you can see, all the straight lines and all the spiky lines. And the curvature tool is for the round lines. You see that? See how I can make things round? And curvature tool, you can also grab lines and bend them. Like you see, I can grab the straight lines and bend them. Bend those all up. So what you want to do is use these two tools at your advantage in order to get everything looking good. So like once it comes to these characters, just most cartoons, they use mostly round lines to create characters. So what we gotta do is use the curvature tool to create those round lines. And if you see any straight up shapes, you can use the shape tool. The shape tool is right under the pen tool. So just like, for example, look at his eyes. His eyes is his glasses. And those are circles. We can do that first. What I want you to do is right under the pen tool is the shape tool. Right click the shape tool and then choose ellipse. Ellipse is the circle. Now what I want you to do is go up to wherever the circle is, hold the shift button, and then drag a circle in there. Just like that. Just drag it down. Boom. And go ahead and move that circle wherever you want to move it to get it perfect. Both of these eyes are the exact same, so we're going to duplicate them. So what we're going to do is right click the shape tool again. Let's get the line tool. And what you want to do to get a straight line is hold shift and drag it over. Boom. Now we could do the same thing for the dot in his eye. Just right click on the ellipse tool. Right click the shape tool and choose the ellipse tool. Hold shift, drag that circle out just like that. Boom. Actually, I'm going to take the stroke down. To take the stroke down, at the very top of the menu, look on the top left side, you should see stroke. Once you see stroke, what I want you to do is grab that number that says 1 PT, hit the drop down menu right next to it, that arrow pointing down, and just choose a smaller number. Instead of 1, you want to go higher. I'm going to choose a 0.5. 0.5 is good for that. So drag that into place. And in order to, because what you want to do is work smarter, not harder. So let's say you're in this position and you have to create this exact same thing right next to it. Anytime you create eyes and ears and stuff, a lot of times you want to just duplicate that. So what you want to do is select that entire thing. Use your selection tool. The black selection tool on the tool menu is right above the pen tool. Select that entire thing. And what I want you to do is 2 ways you can do this. You could hit Command C and then Command F, and that will paste it right in front of it. You could hold shift and drag it over. That's one way to do it. So another way to do it is you can select the entire thing, and you can hold the option button. Hold the option button and then drag it over. So that's two different ways to do it. I'll always do the Command C, Command F, and drag it over, because when you hold Shift and drag it over, you're keeping it in place. It doesn't matter where you move your mouse, it stays in place like that. That's some quick tips for y'all. If you ever get to the point of using Illustrator and you want to make sure you're making everything in lines of symmetry, or congruent, or whatever that word is, where you want to make sure everything is aligned. Shout out to my guy J Dice for checking in. Shout out to my guy Cookies for checking in. Shout out to everybody on Facebook that's checking in and out. All the people showing love today on Facebook. I appreciate it. Shout out to everybody on Twitch, all the new followers. Shout out to everybody on Trovo that's been coming in and sending them donations. I really appreciate you. And let's go ahead and continue. So, okay, we have those two eyes. Now let's finish his glasses. So his glasses is one bent line, one straight line. So what we can do, we can go ahead and start that curvature tool. That's a curved line. So what you want to do is make those two anchor points like that, grab the middle of the line and drag it up like that. Now, obviously, what you want to do is make sure it fits correctly. So go ahead and adjust it however you want to adjust it. I'm going to make that a little bit smaller. Actually, I'm going to make all these lines smaller, because Family Guy naturally doesn't have super thick lines on their characters. Well, this is Cleveland show, but Family Guy's the same shit. Let's make a curve with the curvature tool for his nose. He has those tiny lips. Let's get that done. Let's come back around. Boom. Boom. This is one of his chins, because he has two chins. He has the inner chin and then the outer outline chin. So we got that. He has that line for his glasses. Let's go ahead and get that cracking. Right click the shape tool, choose that line, hold Shift, drag it over just like that. Just get his ear. He got some tiny ass fucking ears. All right, let's go ahead and come around just like that. Boom. Now let's get started on his head shape. Grab that curvature tool and come around just like that. Boom. Grab that curvature tool and do the same thing. Just come around. As you can see, once you use the curvature tool, before you even click on your anchor point, you can see the way the line is bending. You want to get yourself used to that. That's how you're going to get yourself used to making those shapes. Now for his hair, he has a terrible hairline. Let's try to fix that up, because I don't like that. Okay, now that's a lot better in my opinion. I don't want that previous hairline. It doesn't look black to me. So let's go around his body. Matter of fact, I'm not even going to do both of them. I'm just going to do the sun. Well, I guess it just depends on how I'm feeling by the time I get to that part. Let's come around. You got some little chubby hands. Let's go around the hands. Remember, right now we're just using the curvature tool. Curvature tool and pen tool. Mostly the curvature tool. The curvature tool is going to give you those curves on those lines. You see, it's going right around. If you ever see me come into these lives late, understand something happened. Something happened. Nothing bad happened. It's just that, sometimes I get busy. Because, and that was actually the reason why I didn't do live stream at first, was because I'm a real designer. You know, I know you may run into some people online showing you how to do graphic design, but the thing that's unique with me is I'm actually in the field. So sometimes I might be late to do certain things because I literally deal with customers every day. If not every day, probably like every 2 days, every 3 days. But I'm always dealing with somebody. I always got something going on. So it's hard for me a lot of times to, just be jumping on and, you know, trying to teach people when I'm in the middle, when I'm in the field. But that's why I feel like my perspective is a lot better and sharper than other designers because I actually am in the field dealing with the same shit I'm trying to tell you you're going to deal with. So right now, as you can see, just the curvature tool and the line tool. If you notice, I'm not putting a whole bunch of anchor points when I'm creating these lines. I'm really trying to make a minimum amount of anchor points as I can. I'm making long lines and then bending them. This will look a lot better when it comes down to cleanness of a design. You want your design to be as clean as possible. I mean, you want when somebody sees this, I want this shit to look like the creators, the designers at Family Guy created this. That point right there, boom. Let's drag it up. You see that circle right there? You don't got to use your pen tool, your curvature tool. Just right click the shape tool, click ellipse, drag that circle out, and then adjust it to however you want to adjust it. Right there, you see the tongue on the shoe. Just grab that curvature tool, come right around. Boom, 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 just like that. Make whatever adjustments you got to make with your curvature tool. And boom, that's simple. I think these are the same feet. I'm going to try to copy and paste it. Command C, Command F. Let's drag that over. No, it's not the same. No, it's not the same. Try to see if I can finesse it. Yeah, I can finesse it. Yeah, let's try to adjust that. Let's adjust that little leg. And yeah, finesse that shit. Sometimes you can finesse a situation, Find some shit, make it look good, and boom. There we go. Now, once you get your character into position where you can actually see what it looks like, then that's when you start making adjustments to your lines. Now, the thing about Family Guy, this is the main reason why I feel like they make it on Illustrator, is because if you notice, almost everything is like the same size. I honestly feel like the original designers that created this, that created Family Guy, their intentions was to be a little bit minimal. When it comes down to everything, they wasn't making super adjustments and stuff like that. Like they kind of was just trying to stay in their realm. So what you want to do once you get to this point, once you have all of your line work on point, let me make sure I'm not forgetting no details. I think everything is good. So what you want to do is go ahead and go to the top of the screen, click on Object, click on Group. Go to the top of the screen, click on Object, and click Expand. Just hit OK when the Expand menu pops up. Don't click nothing else. Okay, now once it's like that, what I want you to do now is go to the right side toolbar menu. On the very bottom, there's a tool that says Pathfinder. If you don't see it, it should be somewhere on there. But I actually had an issue earlier. A person inboxed me. I forgot to bring this up. Person inboxed me and said they don't see the Pathfinder tool. So listen, if you do not see the Pathfinder tool on the right side toolbar, this is what I want you to do. Go to the top of the screen, right, and click on Window. Click on Window. I want you to scroll all the way down. It should be in the P's. click on Pathfinder. Once you click on Pathfinder, boom, the menu will pop up. Just in case it's not on that right side toolbar, okay? So once you click the Pathfinder menu, what I want you to do is click the very bottom left-hand corner button in the Pathfinder menu. In the Pathfinder menu, and the button says divide. If you hover your mouse over it, you'll be able to see it. Click divide. Boom. Once you click divide, now everything is divided on the project. Now what I want you to do is go through and get rid of all those access lines that we don't need. All those lines that we overlapped, this is if you overlapped it. If you didn't overlap it, you're completely fine. You're actually a step ahead. Only reason why we overlap is to make sure we get our lines clean as possible. When you overlap the lines, you're protecting yourself. It's like insurance. Just in case you mess up, you have already put in your insurance for those clean lines. As you can see, we just doing our clean lines. Let's get rid of all those access lines. In order to get rid of those access lines, all you have to do is hold shift and make sure you're on your white selection tool, not the black one. The white one is called the direct selection tool. If you hover your mouse over it, you'll see direct selection tool. Then what I want you to do is hold shift and start clicking on everything you want to get rid of. Start clicking on all those access lines. And then once you have the one selected, go ahead and just keep hitting delete till they're all gone. Just like that. If you don't want to hold shift, you can just click delete. That's simple. Very simple process. For some reason, I feel like a lot of people are taught that this is actually harder than what it is when it's really ain't. Okay, so I believe this is... Okay, cool. Almost lost track of what exactly this part of his body was. Okay, cool. And then this is the other part of the shoe. Let's get rid of all those access lines. Okay, I think that's it. Nope, I'm tripping. Always make sure to check your work. Make sure you're paying attention as close as possible. Okay, cool. Now I think we good. Now just think about it. Look how fast we just did that. Very fast on that project. So what you want to do now is once you have your line work all together and you're comfortable, what I want you to do is grab that black selection tool. That's the very top left tool on the left side menu bar. You hover your mouse over it, you'll be able to see what I'm talking about. Select the entire project. Boom. Once you selected the entire project, what I want you to do is go to the top of the screen, click on Object, then scroll all the way down to Live Paint. After you get to Live Paint, inside of Live Paint, it should say Make. Make sure you click on Make. Boom. Now that you clicked on Make, it's time to color. Let me check, make sure there's no comments, no questions before we continue. Facebook, we good. YouTube, we good. Twitch, we good. Trovo, we good. They say I got you. Oh, yo, shout out to my guy Cookies, aka Hang 2 Low, the number 2 low on Trovo. If y'all see him, make sure you go follow him, show him some love, and we gonna go ahead and continue. Okay, so now that you live painted, we in the live paint era. What we want to do now is go ahead and start painting in all the blacks. That's always the first thing that I paint in. So a lot of times when oh shit, I forgot a line right there. Look at that, right on the back of his neck. Matter of fact, we got to get surgical. Use that curvature tool and get rid of those anchor points. Boom. Okay, now we good. Okay, so what I want you to do now is click your live paint bucket. On the bottom left-hand corner of the screen, it's a live paint bucket. It's the very bottom tool, bottom left side tool. Click on that. If you hover your mouse over it, you'll be able to see it, as I always say. Now start coloring all the black parts. Boom. Boom. Color in the dots on his eyes. Make sure you get everything colored that needs to be black first. That's always the first thing I do. Now you can go ahead and add shadows and highlights to whatever part of the design you want to add. But like I said, for this design, I would not be adding anything. But as a bonus, I'll add some color to it, just so I could show y'all what this looks like once you have some color. So what I'm gonna do on this project is I'm gonna double click the layer that we created when you originally started the design, which is layer 1. On the bottom right hand corner, go to layer 1 and double click it. Boom. Once you double click it, what I want you to do, where it says dim images 2, what I want you to do is change that 50%, change that to 99%, 99, then click OK. Once you click that, now your project has been brought back to life. I mean, not your project, your picture has been brought back to life. So now the only reason why we did that because we wanted to get the original colors of the design. So what I want you to do now is grab the eyedropper tool and click on any part you want to start with. I'm going to start with the skin, so I'm going to click on the skin with the eyedropper tool. I'm going to go ahead and hide that layer. To hide the layer, just hit the eye button all the way on the left of the layer. And now what we're going to do is grab that live paint bucket tool again, and let's start coloring in his skin. And this is how you color in the skin on a character. Now all those access lines, we're going to go ahead and paint that in. If you see those lines, you didn't do anything wrong. Those are just the overlap lines. But if you didn't overlap, you don't have to worry about those lines. They shouldn't be there. But it doesn't matter if they're there or not. If you see them, just paint over them. Hopefully, if you didn't overshoot too much, you won't see them. But my other method with the custom brushes, you won't see this. This only does this when you use the basic stock tools, which is the pen tool and the curvature tool. Okay, so now we have his body colored in. What's next? Let's get the red shirt. Boom. Eyedropper, click on the red shirt. Let's go ahead and paint that in. Boom, boom, boom. His eyes, I'm pretty sure, is just white. Paint that in. Boom, boom. The eyes is painted in. Now let's get his pants. Well, shorts. Some short ass shorts, by the way. Paint that in. Boom. Let's do the same thing for the shoes. And his shoes got multiple colors, so we're gonna do the same thing all around. Boom, 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 boom. Look, I missed another one. I'm missing these lines. See, y'all ain't even tell me. Boom. And all we doing is getting all of that access. I mean, excuse me, not access. We're getting in all those white parts, making sure no white part is showing. Now, as you can see here, his shoes are white. That gray in the back, that's for the shadow. And that is literally it. We have literally created, what the hell is his name again? Cleveland Jr. We've literally created him that quick and that easy. That's literally how easy it is to do line work and to do character work, especially when it comes to these type of characters. It doesn't really require that much. And you may watch these tutorials and they make a lot of this stuff seem harder. And of course they're going to make it seem harder, especially if you're paying, because a lot of times when y'all watch these tutorials, y'all are paying to actually see these tutorials on these different websites. But the beautiful thing now is now you got J Damage. Now you actually have somebody who can show you how to do these easy designs that quick. So I'm gonna go ahead and get up out of here. I appreciate everybody for checking out this video. I wanted to make sure I ran through this real quick and just showed y'all how to navigate through this bitch. So I appreciate y'all. I will be back on tomorrow morning to work on another project. So my next project, I'm really debating on if I should actually get on here and work on it, just for the simple fact of this project does have some adult things about it. So this next project that I have for a customer is based on a marijuana project, and I know a lot of those aren't really internet friendly, and certain live stream websites don't really allow that, especially TikTok. So I might be hesitant on that. I might just show like the sketch work of that and not actually the full fledged thing. So I appreciate y'all for checking out this stream. I'm gonna go ahead and get up out of here. Make sure you follow me on all of my social medias. Just search J Damage on Trovo, Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram. Instagram is J Damage Designs. So I appreciate y'all, and